I recently interviewed Robert Yokoyama, who is an actor, employment counselor, and member of Play Builders of Hawaii. The topic of conversation was people with disabilities in the arts.
There you go. So what's been going on? You say that you've got a play going on at
Play
Play.
Festival.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
It's online right now, but we haven't made any money because people don't want to use their credit cards to access all our plays. It's only $5 a month and $20 a year, and you have access to all our plays that we've done the last 10 years.
I'll pay that. Plus, I mean, that's very reasonable, Robert.
Yeah. So you want to check it out? It's www.playbuilders.org.
Okay. Well, and, what kind of plays do you have? I mean, can you describe some of the plays?
Well, we've done Dragonfly about the foster care system. That's on there. And we've done a play of people of Wahiawa. We've done a play for people who have LGBTQ issues. We've done plays for Houseless in Paradise, homeless problem in Hawaii. But we've also done a lot of Native Hawaiian plays. How to preserve the language in Hawaii. So I haven't seen all our plays for the Play Festival this year. We just started that in the 1st of December, and it's going to be online until January 8th.
Now, have you, I think when we spoke earlier, you said that you were playing a part in a play. Is there a certain play that you're in? You can talk about.
I did a play performance. Last one was in September 19th. I played a college counselor. I was trying to counsel this person in a blind person in college. I played a counselor in a wheelchair, so I'm a little typecast, but that's okay. But the writer, her name is Laura, and served on the board with us. She wrote the play, and so she's going to make revisions and hopefully get back to the cast soon. It's a really good play because it addresses themes that are important. It addresses disability, it addresses employment, it addresses relationships. So that was what drew me to that play called, The Greatest Crush. That's the title of the play.
Oh, The Greatest Crush.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hopefully I will get together with the cast and do another reading of the play. But that's not with Play Builders. That's totally separate from Play Builders.
So tell me about the experience of, learning your lines and getting into the character. What is the process? Like if I were to cast you in a play, what's the process that you go through to, up to the point where you're actually performing it?
Well, for me, it's really hard to do cold readings. I mean, I've done cold readings before, but in order for me to do a play performance, I have to be, at least read the script once. So that'd be more calm in my delivery when I deliver my lines. But,
So after you're cast in the play, then you memorize your lines, and then now what you did recently was virtual, right?
Yeah, that was difficult because you have to get the right lighting, and my chair has to be in the right position so everybody can see my face. There's a lot of the script is on the screen. So you have to read and you also have to perform. So it's difficult, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, so now in the past, before COVID, you were actually on live stages where you're like on a stage in front of an audience that's actually watching you. So now what was that experience like? I mean, how do you compare the two? Because I'm thinking that having to do things virtual is a whole new world, you know, even just doing trainings and speeches and things. So how could you compare the two?
Well, there were several times where I had to have my castmates lift my wheelchair up onto the stage because there was no ramp for me to get up on stage. So that happened about 3 or 4 times. And the other times I did have a ramp to get up on stage. So physically it's difficult, but it's doable, you know.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been interested in acting?
Well, I met Terry in 2006. We worked together in an agency which we provided services for people with disabilities. So from 2006 to 2011, Terry Madden and I talked about how, you know, we should create a company that put on plays. So we started in 2011. So that's 10 years this year.
Wow. So what do you enjoy most about acting?
What I enjoy most about acting is meeting people from different backgrounds. My first play was a tribute to people of Waiwa, and we had people from all different decades. We had people in their 20s, and we also had people to our 80s. So I was 40 in 2011 when we did our first play, and this coming Friday I turned 50. So
Yeah, well, you look good for your age, Robert. What's your secret? Is it like is it the you put cream on your face or something to keep yourself young?
I think it's good genes, and I eat all my vegetables.
Eat all your vegetables.
Get
Wow. So
a lot of sleep too.
so do you ever get like nervous when you're like acting or anything like that?
All the time,
Hmm.
all the time.
So
But
now, so let me ask you this, because when I used to do acting, I would get kind of nervous or antsy or anxious or whatever. But once I got on stage, I was kind of relieved. I felt like, okay, now I'm doing it. I think I was more nervous during the time leading up to something than when I was actually doing it. So once you get on stage or you start performing, does some of the nervousness go away?
yes and no. I have a lot of support from the people that I'm working with. So they really support me in learning my lines and coming down. You know, part of my disability is my body is very spastic. So
Mm,
my legs and my arms and even my voice can sound a little garbled a lot.
mm,
And so I have to consciously remember to relax.
mhm.
And it's not always automatic. It takes a while.
Right. Well, are there certain like, do you do like relaxation, yoga, anything that breathing exercises? Because you know, a lot of actors kind of go through this whole kind of warm up process.
I think there's a lot of deep breathing,
Hmm.
a lot of deep breathing, a lot of going over our lines. And that helps a lot. It's
Hmm.
not just a mental thing. It's a physical thing. If I'm physically comfortable, sitting down for 2 hours or 3 hours doing a play, then my performance will be more more enjoyable for the audience. If I'm not calm, then the audience can sense that, and
Mm.
you know.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. What would you tell people who have a disability, who might have an interest in thinking about, hey, I might want to do what Robert's doing? I mean, what kind of encouragement would you want to give them?
Well, I did have someone ask me how to get involved in the arts, and he uses a wheelchair. His name is James, and I played him in a play. I
Hmm.
portrayed his life. So I said we would work together making a play for people with disabilities. And we tried to do that a few months ago with Terry Madden. But her her father passed away a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we put that project on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so,
Mm-hmm.
but hopefully I can go back and, work with Terry. But the advice that I would give to someone who has an interest is this, you know, write for me what your concerns are. And if you can tell me what your concerns are physically, then we can work around that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, yeah, I remember when I worked in Bellevue, Washington, there was a facility that was dedicated to people with disabilities. And in fact, they used to put on plays on a regular basis where everybody in the cast had some type of disability. And it was, in talking to some of the participants and the coordinators, it was very empowering for people to be able to, even from sitting in a wheelchair, affect people, make people think about things and make people feel emotions. And I always, if I see someone on a TV show or in a film that's like in a wheelchair or they're not sighted or something like that, I always go look up the actor. And usually what happens is the actor actually has that disability. In fact,
Yeah,
there's a guy that's on Magnum PI that's in a
yeah,
wheelchair. And I think he's actually in a wheelchair.
yeah. Um, the one person that comes to mind when I think of is of Carl Lumley. Carl Lumley was he played in a TV show called Mantis,
Oh
and he
yeah.
played a superhero in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you remember Mantis, but he's not disabled, but
Right.
his portrayal of someone with a disability is just
Mm-hmm.
opened my eyes, because first time
Mm-hmm.
I saw someone with a disability play superhero.
Well, and real quickly, just for our little conversation, just briefly describe what you do professionally, because you work with other people with disabilities.
Yeah, I work this I'm a service provider for people with disabilities. So a lot of my clients have Down syndrome, autism, they have seizures that prevent them from achieving their goals, like finding a job or pursuing higher education. So I
Mm,
help design goals, objectives to help them reach their goals.
mm-hmm. When you've been
I was
doing
finished
that, go
I
ahead.
was doing that for at the end of this month, it'll be 12 years. So
Wow. Wow. And
actually at the end of this
and
week.
you're a big movie buff, aren't you? Like a music and movie buff, because we've had conversations where you start rattling off these movies and songs and things and concerts that you've been to. Do you have like certain idols in the arts, like certain musicians or certain actors that you particularly idolize, or at least um, are fans? You're a big fan, I guess, of.
Well, I've seen Smokey Robinson 3 times, and he's supposed to come to Hawaii in January, Waikiki Shell.
Mhm.
But I don't think the environment is safe right now for a concert, even though I'm vaccinated and not everyone is vaccinated.
Mm,
I mean, but I really like Smokey Robinson. I also saw Earth, Wind, and Fire 3 times. So I love Earth, Wind, and Fire. Love the Eagles. I saw them. Saw Boss Skaggs 3 times. Bonnie Raitt. I saw George Benson. He has to play George Benson here.
Wow, that's great. Well, what's the name, just so we can conclude the interview part of our conversation, what is the name of the company that you work for? And then say that, and then just give me the Play Builders of Hawaii website again.
The website is www.playbuilders.org. And you access our plays, you need to sign up for a service called Patreon that charges you $5 a month to access all our productions. Or you can pay $20 per year to, see our productions.
Okay. And what's the name of the company you work for?
I work for Abilities Unlimited. We service people with disabilities. I was going to show you an assessment worksheet that I give my clients when they're looking for a job. If you give me the opportunity to share my screen, I can show it to you.
Yeah. Go ahead and try and share it first and see if you need permission, because let's see. I'll just, I see. Let's just try this. I checked a box that said multiple people can share a screen, so try to share it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this, but it's called How Do You Like to Learn? There's there's 10 easy assessment questions, yes or no. So this is what I usually give my clients when they first come to me. They say I want to look for a job. So based on this, I give them, assessments. You see it?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's nice that it's part of the video, so I can the people that are watching this video can see this. This is great. Thank you.
I also have another assessment that I do. I can show you that one too.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yesterday I saw a brand new movie with Halle Berry. It's called Bruised. So check it out on
I saw part of it. My wife was watching it, actually. It looked pretty intense, but she said it was a really good movie.
Yes, I enjoyed it very much. It's like a Rocky kind of movie.
Great. Are you going to share? You're going to put the other thing up on the screen too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Great.
trying to look.
Go for it. You know what you can always do too? You can always just send me that photo or screenshot or whatever, and I can incorporate it into the video. So if you can't get it up right now, you can send it to me.
This is a worksheet that I use with my clients too. It's called Expressing Yourself. So what they do is they read the prompt and they have to fill in the blank.
Okay, great. Well, I think it's so important that people realize, if they're thinking about employing someone with a disability or working, that they have their own unique ways of working that will be different from somebody who isn't disabled or not suffering from anything that's in the way of limitations. So this is really helpful. Just this one sheet here, we're talking about somebody would prefer to work on the floor as opposed to a desk, things like that, just things
Yeah,
that we take for granted.
yeah,
So that this is a very good illustration of how we have to be, as employers and as people who work with people with disabilities, we have to be flexible.
yeah. The
Yeah.
thing is that I work with a diverse age group of people. I work with a 25-year-old and I work with a 71-year-old.
Mm.
So it's different age groups require different assessments.
Hmm. Well, I'm sure
You
they come
know,
with challenges, because I think you've mentioned in other conversations about sometimes you have to kind of build people up a little bit and give them some confidence, because maybe they're afraid of trying new things or something different.
yes, yes. It's also more of these questions.
Were you going to give me another slide or?
I'll give you another thing that I work with.
Okay.
Okay, this is another kind of a self-reflection worksheet. And
Okay, I'm not seeing it though. I'm seeing the first sheet.
oh,
Are you seeing it?
I'm showing it to you. It's called Expressing Yourself.
No, I'm seeing how do you like to learn? That's what's been up.
Okay, let me get that off. Hold on.
Well, like I say, you can always, okay, now it's, oh, perfect. Okay, great.
It's called Expressing Yourself. So these are 15 writing prompts
Mm,
that I go over with all my clients. And there are no right or wrong answers to this.
okay,
I
excellent.
don't know if you do these kinds of assessments with the people that you work with, but you can. Uh,
Hmm.
a lot of my clients have never been asked these kinds of questions before, so it's kind of hard for them to answer.
Mm,
But it's interesting to read their responses.
mhm.
Based on their responses, that's how I formulate their goals.
Right. That's excellent. Great. Well, I've got that on tape, so you can stop sharing it now and then just go back to the regular screen, if that's okay.
Okay, but we're also trying to make a new T-shirt design for play builders.
Mm,
So I can show you that too. My friend is a graphic designer. So
mhm.
I gave her the Play Builders logo. I told her to design a shirt. So
Mhm.
she's doing that today.